As people say, first impression is last impression. So in this video, I am going to discuss with you, if you are meeting your client first time, what should be your agenda so that you can get maximum out of it. So in this session, I'm going to touch four kinds of investors. First is HNI, what should you should be having in agenda when you are talking to for the first time to HNIs, then the retired persons, then the females, and last is the salaried persons. So these four kinds of people, what should you be talking when you are meeting the first time as a mutual fund distributor, that I am going to discuss with you. Hello everyone, I am Shobhit. I am a fin-based growth expert on a mission to help 1 lakh insurance advisors to diversify their business into mutual funds. So in case you have still not subscribed to our channel, hit the subscribe button so that we can grow our family. So now coming back to the subject, what should be the agenda for you when you are meeting your client first time? Because that is going to set the tone how successful your business relation with your client would be. So first, some generic thing which you need to keep in mind. The first thing is the interaction should be targeted to open up your client with you. So always remember, it is not about you, but about them. So I keep on telling, and I'm going to repeat again, it should be always 70-30 time management with you. It means 70% of the time your client should be talking and 30% of the time you should be talking. So you should be preparing well all the things which you need to ask your client so that he becomes more comfortable and open up with you. Also, the question should be structured in such a manner so that he are going to realize that what value add which you are going to do to him. So always keep in mind that the homework should be done well in advance. Your question should be structured in a manner that your client realize that what value proposition which you are going to give it to him or you are going to offer to him. So just keep this thing in mind. Always, the second thing which you need to keep in mind is always keep in mind that you are going to help your client is taking them from point A to point B, that you need to realize them where they are today in terms of their current financials and where you are going to help them to take them to the next level. So always remember, it should always be very distinct that from point A to point B, how you are going to help your client to go in a smoother manner. Other important thing you need to keep in mind is just keep this aspect in mind that you are not a fund manager. You are a mutual fund distributor. So don't talk about return for all the time. You are going to help your client to generate a better risk adjusted return. Now, most of the time I have seen that mutual fund distributors start talking about the scheme performance and what schemes they are going to offer. If the fund manager of a scheme is not assured of what kind of return that particular scheme can generate, how you as a mutual fund distributor can assure the kind of return the scheme can generate. So always keep in mind, instead of talking about scheme returns, talk about the portfolio return, the way you are going to structure the portfolio of the client so that they can get a better risk adjusted return. You are there to help your client guide through the emotional journey of investments. So always keep this aspect in mind. Always remember that in India, money is always be considered a taboo. So if you are not having a better relationship, trust of the client, he is not going to discuss each and every aspect with you. We always think that money is not good for everyone. So most of the time we are having so scared relationship with the money that we even don't check our bank account as how much money we are having in our bank account. So if you are talking to your customer, the first thing which you need to keep in mind that you should build a relation so that your client is very comfortable, आपके साथ बहुत ज़्यादा वो comfortable हो आपसे सारी चीजें शेयर करने के लिए. सो दिस इज द इंट्रोडक्टरी पार्ट, दिस इज द बेसिक जो हर क्लाइंट के साथ आपको ध्यान में रखनी है. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट फर्स्ट द HNIs. If you are meeting an HNI client, what should be your agenda when you are talking to him? जो सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट चीज आपको याद रखनी है जब एक आप HNI से मिलते हैं जिसके पास काफी पैसा है, he is not looking for you to generate huge returns. He want you to generate a better risk adjusted return. So you should always keep in mind that whenever you are talking to him, आपको उसको इस लहजे में बात करनी है कि आप उसके पैसे का डाउन साइड प्रोटेक्ट करेंगे, भले ही उसका अप साइड ज्यादा हो चाहे ना हो. So other important thing which you should be keeping in mind when you are discussing with HNI is the taxation part, because tax outgo is the huge impact on their money. So always keep in mind that whenever you're talking to HNIs, you should advise them those investments where the tax arbitrage is more. So always talk in terms of asset allocation, in terms of diversifying their investment into various asset classes. Talk non-conventional products like alternative investment funds or PMS because they are more drawn to it. Then you should always have a clarity that they are moved more by the emotional causes which they can correlate with. So try to pitch some charity funds where the money or the dividends can be diverted to for the noble causes. So this is all going to work well for in case you are talking to HNI. So these things, if you are able to pick well in advance, you will be well served off. Now this is regarding HNIs. Now let's talk about in case you are meeting a retired person who is looking to invest, what things you should keep in mind. The first and most important thing you should keep in mind is that they are already having some assets on which they are more comfortable or more aligned towards a portfolio which will have a better cash flow visibility. So they want an investment where they will have a recurring cash flow to meet their day-to-day goals. Also, they don't want any lock-ins, or they don't want to invest in any product where they need to wait for some time to withdraw their money. So always keep in mind that they should be having a portfolio where the cash flow visibility will be much easier. Also, you should keep in mind that when you are starting your interaction with them, they are looking for those persons who are more comfortable with talking. So you should always inquire about their social circles, with where they go, with whom they meet, how they time pass their how they are passing their time, so that they can correlate with you. So always have this aspect in mind that whenever you are talking to retired guys, because they are mostly alone in their homes, you should be inquiring that how they are distributing their day or their time, what they do, what they don't do, how you can help them in bringing them to a new social circle so that they can build new friendship, new relations. That also helps and make them comfortable with you. Shiv Khera says that people do business with you because they are more comfortable with you. So if you want to get a good relation with the retired guys, first you need to make them comfortable in their social circles, and if you can add a new social circle to them, nothing like that. So liquidity is one thing, tax efficiency also you should be looking at, because the wealth they might have amassed up till now, down that they don't want to pay higher tax. So this is all about retired persons in case you are looking to discuss with them how you are going to impress them. Now let's talk about a category which has been mostly neglected by most of the mutual fund distributors, which are female investors. So this is a one category which is, I think, is just like a blue ocean. Most of the advisors are not targeting this category, and you should be doing that. So the first thing which you need to keep in mind is when you are meeting them first time, let you meet with the time which they are comfortable, the place which they are comfortable with. Okay. Also keep in mind that you should first start your interaction by understanding what kind of financial knowledge they have. So start with bank fixed deposits, post office scheme. Once you start discussing with them various financial instruments, you will be getting a fair bit of idea as how much they know and how much they are comfortable with those kinds of investments. So if you have a clear-cut idea, you will be able to better structure your communication as how you would like to understand that how various financial instruments and more so mutual funds can help them in meeting their goals. Also, by nature, females are very caring, so you should also have a discussion regarding the protection plans which they have for themselves as well as for their family. So whether they have health insurance or not, or life insurance or not, those kind of discussion you should start with, so that they can become more comfortable and they will be able to correlate with you in a much better sense. Also talk regarding their kids' future, what they are planning for them, how they have structured their investments or not, and how you can help them in meeting their kids' future financial needs. So all these things, if you are able to keep in mind, I think you are on a right path to get their attention and you will have a fruitful relationship with them. So just keep this thing in mind when you are targeting female investors. Now let's talk about middle-aged salaried guys. Especially why I'm taking middle age, because this is a category which is very prime for you to grab, because they are actively looking for some guidance to help them in navigating them through their financial journey. So when you're meeting them, the first thing you should be interacting with them to make them comfortable is to understand their lifestyle, whether they are using credit card, how much debt they have, how much asset they have. So you need to structure your communication in such a way that you are able to get a fair bit of idea what is the asset liability picture with them. The other important aspect you need to understand with them is their cash flow. Now, most of the time I find that mutual fund distributors, before understanding the cash flow of the client, they dive directly into the investments. So if you don't understand the cash flow and you start the investment journey, the cash flow of the client become negatives, and then they will be start withdrawing or stopping the investment. So don't do that mistake, especially those individuals who are between 35 to 45 age time bracket, and some of or most of them might have missed the financial planning effort. Then you should be targeting to first understand the cash flow and not exploit their ignorance of not planning their finances well. So understand their cash flow. The first thing which you need to be doing is start working on their emergency fund. Because remember, the investment journey should start with saving. If they don't have savings, their investment will not go till the distance. So always build the emergency fund first, start with the savings habit, and then build the investments. Also understand their dependents, how many dependents they have, what is the earning members they have in their family, so that you can get a clear-cut idea and your communication with them would be much smoother and simpler. Understand what they have done till now in terms of assets, what kind of cash flow they have, and I think you will be in a much better position to help them, and your clients would also be more comfortable with you. But as I told you, whenever you are meeting your clients, you should be well prepared with the type of questions which you are going to ask, which is going to help your client to open up. So keep this thing in mind, and I hope you are getting some insights as what homework you as a mutual fund distributor should do, so that your client is ready to interact and do business with you. In case you like the content, I would like you to type in the comment box which category of investors you are going to target or you always have in mind. I would love to see how many of you are targeting what kind of customers and investors. And in case you are looking to build a successful mutual fund distribution business, then I am doing a 90 minutes free masterclass. In this masterclass, I'm going to tell you how to build a successful mutual fund distribution business in 21 days or less. So this is a free masterclass. Link is in the description. Do join me there live. In case you like the content, do hit the like button. Subscribe to our channel. Till I am going to see you next time. Thank you very much. God bless.